Cocoa Bill gang, let's get spicy and don't forget to subscribe. Look, Cooper Flagg is one of them. Maverick gang. I am Dirkson. We're gonna find out, is Cooper Flagg really worth the hype? jxmyhighroller gonna tell us why he is worth the hype. Let's get straight to it.
We're watching the beginnings of an all-time great talent. Not just elite or exceptional talent, but the kind of player you could say appears once in a generation. Usually the signs are there. National acclaim at an early age, the masses becoming familiar with your name long before you even step foot on an
brotherhood.
Throw in a few viral performances, jaw-dropping physical gifts, a Sports Illustrated cover, and you've got yourself a recipe for what
he's
can
tough.
easily be assumed as
I don't know how we
NBA
got him.
superstar.
I don't know how the Mavericks got him.
The only problem is we are terrible at predicting truly generational talent. For every player that gets slapped with the label of being generational and lives up to it, there's about 10 more.
Honestly, since LeBron James, the closest thing to generational has been Wemby. Let's be real. Cooper might be legit. That's the thing, bro. Cooper might be. After Wemby, the next legit thing is definitely Cooper. The next real number one.
Don't even come close.
Ben Simmons, get him out of my Zion the meatball. These two, I despise the meatball Zion. This guy's paying so much money for this guy. All he has to do is diet. Bruh. Ben Simmons, you're a disgrace to basketball.
At 6.
Damn, look how sensational this guy looks, man. We gonna take over America. The whole world. Australia, we got you, gang.
16 years old, went toe-to-toe with LeBron as a high schooler and was projected to go first overall in the NBA draft 3 years
I'm not gonna lie,
he was even
even though I don't live in the US,
Cooper Flagg has faced
where the
some
frick
of the
is Maine? Like, where is that? I've never heard of that.
Prospect, and up to this point has exceeded all
is that in Texas, Arizona? Like, where is it?
Recent draft history,
near Chicago?
Yeah,
he went crazy. That 10 points, that was tough. That 10 points was tough, bro.
Ranging from he could be the greatest player of an entire era, all
32 is a tough
one
number.
of the most overrated prospects we've seen recently. After missing on numerous alleged generational prospects in recent years, it's clear why some fans are hesitant to give such a hefty label to anyone. And yet some remain certain that Cooper is generational.
No, he actually
which
is,
begs
bro.
the question. What
And
makes
I love
Cooper
the move. He's going with New Balance, trying to like become popular, you know, with a different brand. I like that.
Like the transcendent talent some say he is.
Hey!
And is he really worth the hype? Or are some fans setting him up for the same exact fate other generational
this is
talents
different,
have suffered?
bro.
To answer
He's
this
got the
question,
goatee.
we have to go back long before anyone even knew the name Cooper Flagg.
It's fire. I know how this goes. Oh my gosh.
As a talent they had never seen before. A 6'7" supremely gifted
He was
14-year-old.
Hold on. He was 6'7" at 14?
Local coaches and scouts knew immediately they were onto something special and early, because this would be one of the first mentions of the name Cooper Flagg, a freshman
he was
who
number
had yet to play
31.
a single game of high school ball, who many agreed they had never seen the likes of. Over the next 2 years, Cooper quickly became a national headline, transferring to Montverde Academy and rising up the high school rankings. By the end of his sophomore season, it became clear that Cooper was, in fact, a talent.
Let's look at, bro, the Mavericks are so dangerous.
Cooper Flagg may just be next up. A conversation that led to this. The first mention of Cooper Flagg not just as a great prospect, but as a generational prospect. This came out following a successful summer season.
And let's don't act like he can't be. Like, let's be for real. He actually could be a generational type of guy. Defense, two-way, shoot it. I think it was like leading the whole college thing for like efficiency and stuff. Shot very well for the mid-range, free throws, 3. I think he near 40%. Bro, the Mavericks are looking nasty. You got Cooper, Lively, AD, Clay, Kyrie when he's back. We have D'Lo. Oh my gosh. And the bench. Hey, a healthy Mavericks team, we winning it all. That's the truth. Dirkson predicted it. Just remember that.
Jumped up national rankings from a 5-star prospect to the consensus #1 player in the country in his class. Like many others before him, the towering propositions about his game and what he might become began to ramp up. But being called generational isn't
Yeah,
necessarily
that's
out of
crazy.
the norm for
There's too
prospects
many
of his
people that
caliber.
get it, man.
However,
It's not
what is out of the norm
DeAndre.
is the fact that this article was published on August 3rd, 2023,
That's crazy.
when Cooper was just 16
Yeah, that's
years
kinda
old.
wild, that's kinda wild.
At the time, 3 years away from being draft eligible. His incredible physical tools and NBA readiness already putting him in
His
conversations
IQ is
with
off the
prospects
charts.
like
He's
LeBron,
got
AD,
such good
Zion, and
defensive
Wemby before he
IQ.
even started his junior season in high school. But turns out that junior season would never come. Because just a week after getting compared to the best prospects of the 21st century, Cooper broke headlines when he decided to jump up a year and reclassify from the class of 2025 to the class of 2024.
Oh, what? Wait, reclassify? Is that go up a year? This dude, you can do that?
Jumping up a class and bypassing.
I've heard of like
entire
people
season of
going
basketball.
down.
He not only instantly became the #1 player in the country against players 1 to 2 years older than him, overnight he became the favorite to be selected first overall in the 2025
So he was
NBA
first
draft
overall 2025
as a
and
16-year-old
2024.
who had just finished his sophomore year
That's
of high
crazy.
school.
That's nasty.
The rankings were, of course, correct. Cooper was still so far ahead of his competition that he was a shoo-in for the high school national player of the year just a few games into that season.
Paulo.
Projections this bullish and this early are so rare that we've only seen them a handful of times. Back in 2001, when NBA
That's
scouts
crazy,
were already
James.
saying a 16-year-old LeBron was a surefire #1 pick, and more recently with Victor Wembanyama,
Victor's
who was
a monster.
projected to be the first overall pick
No
2
debate.
years before he was
That's no
eligible
debate.
for the
Wemby
draft.
gonna be #1.
Outside of these two truly once-in-a-generation talents, even the most
Damn, that's
sought-after
crazy.
prospects do not face
A lot of oh my gosh, a lot of players came from Montverde. You got Scotty Barnes. I think Cade went there as well, right? And I know obviously now I know Ryan Nemhard, the brother. I think even Andrew Nemhard. Yeah, his name. Yeah, I think even he went there as well. Actually,
these
quite a lot of players
expectations
have been
this early in their basketball career. But it was in the following season where Cooper would face his biggest test.
The Boozers were
Prove
in there as
that
well.
he was
Actually,
good
yeah.
enough to still dominate games at the college level. But before he even stepped foot on a college court, Cooper did what no high schooler had ever done.
This, I
before.
watched this. This
How
was
do
crazy.
we know if
He
Cooper
showed a
Flagg will
little-
be able to play at the
little
next
game
level
time
and compete
three.
against the best players in the world? Well, because he already played them.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Last summer,
That's
at just
crazy.
17 years old,
I
Flagg
seen
was chosen
clips.
to be a part of the USA men's select team, a team that would scrimmage LeBron, Steph,
Bro
KD,
was
and the rest
16.
of the Olympic team. A team that hadn't featured a non-NBA player
That's
in over a
crazy.
decade.
And
had
then
never
Thompson was
featured
playing,
a high school kid.
Brendan
Now,
Miller,
the best
Jalen
one could hope
Durant.
for
Oh
this
my
kid
days,
going
bro.
toe-to-toe against
AirPods.
the NBA's best
That
is
was
for him
crazy.
to just fit in, soak in the moment, make the right plays, and just not
Hey!
be a liability. Cooper didn't just fit in. He actually stood out. In a straw poll survey conducted by The Athletic following the training camp, players on the Olympic team were asked who they thought the best player on
made
the
a
men's
poll?
select team was. The player who was chosen by unanimous decision was Cooper. A team low.
That's embarrassing. Honestly, as an NBA player, like, they pick a little kid from college over me. That's embarrassing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. There's no way he outplayed a man Thompson. That's crazy. Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, guys. It
with
can't
some
be
of
this
the
bad.
brightest young NBA talents, and it was the 17-year-old kid that played better than all of them. By the end of the summer, Cooper had already checked off every generational box. He received national acclaim. He was way ahead
That's
of schedule
crazy.
in his frame and development to the point where
Yeah,
it
he
just
got a good
wasn't even
frame,
there.
bro. When he
went from
gets, he
dominating
can get
his class
big.
to dominating the
He can get
country to
big,
playing
man.
and holding his own
Hey.
against the best players in the world. And of course, he had earned the generational label. The next challenge in front
Yeah,
of
I'm
him
not gonna
was
lie. That's a tough edit right there. That's a tough edit right there. I'm about to add that
the
in there.
next challenge in front of him was college, which at that point wasn't really a challenge at all. As the second
Yeah,
youngest
too
player
easy.
in the entire country, Cooper immediately became the best player in college
Every
basketball,
year he-
putting up 19-7 and
Every
4
year
a
he
game
seems to be
as
adding weight.
statistically the best offensive player in the country and a
Damn.
top 5
I
defensive
knew it.
player in the country.
He's the best offensive. Oh, who would define that better than him? Let me see what. He's the number one. See, I told you he's best
And
offensive.
a top 5
Who is better defender than him? Okay.
Defensive
Notice how
player
you don't
in the
see Ace
country.
Bailey
His measurables, defensive
or
instincts,
VJ.
and polished offensive game, drawing comparisons to Jason
people
Tatum,
just be
Scottie
talking.
Pippen, and Kawhi Leonard. The kid played
Scottie,
half of the
Kawhi, and
season
Jason
as a
Tatum is a
17-year-old and won National
crazy
Player
combo.
of the Year. But to put into perspective just
He's
how
the
incredible
white Scottie,
Cooper's
that's how I
freshman
see it.
season at Duke was,
Pippen, not
here
Bonds.
are the top 250 players in college basketball last season, represented by age on the x-axis and box plus minus on the y-axis. This chart represents the top 10% of all college basketball players this past season, and it tells the story of what NBA teams are looking for when assessing talent.
They always want
and
young
who
and
stands
good.
out amongst
Young
their
and good.
peers.
That's how
Up
they
here
want
are
it.
some of the best players in the country last
Let me
season. The vast
see.
majority of them
Okay.
on the older end of college sports.
Damn,
22,
the unks of
23,
college.
even 24-year-olds. But the NBA isn't necessarily looking for the best prospects. They're looking for prospects
That
with
are
the most
young and
upside.
good.
Young guys who have the highest ceiling.
That's
This
it.
becomes
That's
clear
unfortunate.
if we highlight all 30 players selected in the first round of the 2025 NBA draft. All of these players had great seasons, but what really sets them apart
Carter
from
Bryant's tough. He's gonna be something. Canepa gonna be good. VJ. Where's Ace Bailey? I don't see Ace Bailey anyway. Thomas. Come on, yeah, Malawatch. Dude. I don't see Ace Bailey. He didn't do Ace Bailey. Where is Ace? Wow.
The other 2,400 collegiate players trying to get drafted is their youth. Look at the top picks in this year's draft, and all of them are much younger than their non-drafted
Is that Cooper right there?
You could call this
No,
the
Cooper's
draft
young,
zone,
so he's
a
on that
recipe
side.
of being
Who
elite
is that?
and extremely young. And landing here will greatly increase your odds of making it to
There
the
is
league.
no Ace
It's not
Bailey.
just
That's
about being good.
That's wild.
It's about being good early and having the potential
be
to get a
around here
whole lot
somewhere.
better. But if the best prospects in the country
I bet you that's Ace Bailey right there. Cause come on, bro.
are here,
Oh, here.
where's Cooper Flagg? You guys are not gonna believe this. He's up here, all by.
Oh my gosh. No, that's nasty, bro. That's actually disgusting. Look at the gap, man. That's so disgusting.
A kid that was supposed to still be in high school as by far the best player in the country
separation is
with the most upside.
crazy.
It is not a stretch to say Cooper Flagg is a generational talent. But here's the catch. Despite all of the incredible things he's done over the last few years,
a
and
monster.
his absurd NBA readiness at a young age and just how much upside he possesses, Cooper is not the exception. When LeBron came into the league,
Yeah,
we
LeBron was
had never
different, bro.
seen a prospect
Animal.
quite like him up to that point. When Victor Wembanyama was drafted, we definitely
Alien.
had never seen a player like him before. In fact, I didn't even know a player like him was in the realm of
For
possibility.
really?
But
Hey!
we have seen players, even
Ben
recently,
Simmons,
like Cooper Flagg,
so
that were
trash,
just
bro.
as talented.
Paolo's
just
tough.
about
Let's
as
not put
young,
Paolo
with
there like
games
he's not
just
generational.
as
It's
NBA
Paolo,
ready
oh, he's
as
not.
Flagg's is.
Maybe he's not
And
generation, but
even
he's
when
tough.
we think we know the recipe
Zion
for
is a
a
bust.
surefire
I'm done with
megastar,
him.
history has shown us that oftentimes
Blake
we don't
Griffin,
know the difference
underachieved.
between great talent and generational
Oh
talent.
my gosh.
Since 2000, there have
Such an
been
idiot.
12 players who were given the label of
Greg
generational,
Oden.
from LeBron
Oh my
and Greg Oden
days.
to
Andrew Wiggins. Davis, he's not generational, but he's a good player. LeBron is a generational. Ain't your bum. Cade gonna be tough. I actually forgot he was a #1 pick. My goodness, he's gonna be tough. Greg Oden, man, that's the
Zion
injuries.
and Wemby.
That's tough.
Now, for
man.
many of these names, similar to Cooper Flagg, their title as generational was accepted, but not by everyone. Like Greg Oden back in 2007, who truly did look
Yeah,
like
he
a
was
once-in-a-generation
dominating,
big man
though,
coming out
like-
of college. Him getting selected over Kevin Durant
That's
is about all the evidence you
crazy.
need of that.
They're the same
with
height.
Zion Williamson in 2019,
Zion is a
another
bust, bro.
incredibly
Let's
high
talk about
prospect
it.
with superstar potential who blew the doors off of college basketball for a season, but has been completely derailed thanks to injuries. 12 proclaimed generational prospects in 26 years, or about one projected generational talent every other year, is a gross overestimation not just
Dwight
of
Howard
talent,
was
but
tough.
how often this kind of
Man,
talent comes around.
by generation, the
Among
only person
true
I see is
generational
LeBron.
talents and
That's
the ones
it.
who had the potential to be one are the players who were thrown into a conversation they should have never been in. Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis are both incredible Hall of Famers,
Damn.
but still not quite generational. Andrew Wiggins and Ben
Get him
Simmons
outta
looked
here.
the part,
Get
but
them
fell
both outta
short
here,
by
bro.
about a mile. Believe it or not, even players like DeAndre Ayton and Cade Cunningham managed to earn the generational
Cade
label
for generation
leading up
is
to the
kinda
time
crazy.
they were
Yeah,
drafted.
that's a bit
Of these
wild.
12 players, one of them truly lived up to the lofty label, and another one is currently
Yeah,
proving
Wemby
he was
generational,
worthy
there's
of the
no
label.
debate.
The general public predicted 12, and we got 2. No matter how many players we claim to be generational, turns out once in a generation truly means once in a generation.
Yeah.
And with Wemby clearly being the guy of this era, we may not be due for another generational talent for quite some time. What are the odds Cooper lives up to the
Hey,
absolute
just
upper
like Messi and Ronaldo, you can have two goats in one. You can have two goats in one era. Hey,
end of the ceiling people
Steph
have
and
placed on
Braun.
him?
Let's Steph
Well,
Braun.
No one actually knows.
Come on
if
now.
what a player did leading up to the time of them being drafted told us who they would become in the league, then Zion, Ben Simmons, and Andrew Wiggins would be the face of
Please
the
get-
NBA right now. The
Ben
inverse of
Simmons on
this
my
is
freaking
also
screen,
true.
bro.
If pre-draft projections
Attende
were
Kobo.
any indication of
Nikola
who a player
Jokic.
would eventually become, Giannis,
Kawhi.
Jokic, and Kawhi would have been written off years ago. We may have an idea
Yeah, those
of
three
what a
are
player might
monsters.
become, but that's it. An idea.
Giannis just
Truth
leave, bro.
is, some of these once proclaimed
I'll
generational talents
tell you right
didn't
now, Giannis
fail
gonna
to
be
meet
a
their potential.
Laker.
It's
I can
likely
feel
that
it.
they
They're
were just
saving
never the
money
once in a
for him.
generation talent some claimed them to be. All things indicate
Hey!
that Cooper Flagg could be a truly
This is
transcendent player in the league. Of course, that's if indication meant anything at all.
Come on now.
Only time will tell
Get
what
outta here,
Cooper's
bruh.
true potential is, and if he'll rise up and meet it.
Honestly, I feel like Cooper gonna be one of them. Like Cooper gonna be one of them. Like he is gonna be generation. We're gonna have like a Steph and LeBron type era. Now look, this isn't a debate, bro. It's Nikola Jokic. Stop making videos about MVP race, MVP. It's Nikola Jokic. He should have 5. Subscribe, ring notification. That's me. I'm out.